So recently I saw a video by Matti Haapoja. I'm sure you've heard of him. And this is where he compared 4K video against 1080p and even 720p. And he concluded that on a screen that you just couldn't tell the difference between 4K, 1080p, and 720p. They all look just about the same, more or less indistinguishable. So that got me thinking, what about bitrate? On FiLMiC Pro, you have 4 options for bitrate. You have the highest, which is Filmic Extreme, then Filmic Quality, the standard that goes with your particular phone, and then you have economy, which is a really low bitrate. Filmic Extreme is somewhere, let's say around 100 to 120 megabits per second. Filmic Quality is about 64 to 75 megabits per second. Standard is in the 50s, and economy is going to be under whatever standard you have for your phone. Bitrate makes a difference in quality. I think just like Matti pointed out with 4K and 1080 and 720p, there's a difference. But the question is, can you see the difference? Can you see the difference? So I was curious about that. On FiLMiC Pro, I was always hitting Filmic Extreme because you need it, right? But do you really? So in the spirit of what Matti's done, I've compared these 4 bit rates on FiLMiC Pro against each other. And I'm curious if you can spot the difference. And I put a mix of those bit rates in the introduction that you just saw. Could you spot a difference? So let's take another look at that introduction, and I'm going to show you which clips had different bit rates. Let's take a look right now. Here we go. Filmic Extreme, and coming up is Filmic Quality, Standard, Economy, Standard, Filmic Extreme, Standard, Quality, Economy, Standard, Economy, Standard, Extreme, Quality, Extreme, and we'll end with Extreme as well. Okay, maybe that wasn't as fair as it could have been. I didn't really have enough shots for you to compare the economy and the standard against Filmic Quality and Filmic Extreme. Also, you may have noticed a few changes in lighting and color, and I don't think that really had to do anything with bitrate, because at the time of filming, the clouds were passing over the sun, the level of lighting would shift. Also, I had different shots from different angles, so I don't think that was quite enough film for you to make a comparison. Considering that, what I did next was take 2 different shots, and I shot each scene with each of the 4 bit rates. Both of these scenes are more or less identical. The only difference is the bit rate that they're shot in, and I'm going to show you these 4 back to back so you can take a closer look. So let's look for a second time and tell me, can you spot the difference? So have a look for yourself. These clips were filmed right after each other. They're virtually the same. You can see that they've been labeled top left economy, bottom left standard, top right Filmic Quality, and bottom right Filmic Extreme. Now, although on your screen, whether it's a phone or a desktop, it might be hard to see a difference, and you might think to yourself, well, it's hard to see a difference because of the screen, because it's on YouTube. But I've also taken a look at my monitor on my iMac, and I've done what Matti referred to as pixel peep, and I really can't see much of a difference. From this view, they look pretty clear to me. Now, let's take another look at this shot. This is a shot of a small garden that I have. You can see the blades of grass swaying back and forth in the wind, and you can see the lighting on the wall. There are some slight differences, but this may be because the sun is slightly changing and the focus point is slightly off as the blades of grass go in and out of focus. Again, I don't see much of a difference, and believe it or not, I'm surprised. So what does this mean? Should you continue filming at the highest bitrate possible while sacrificing space? Well, that's entirely up to you. However, in conclusion, this seems that there are more options available. If you really need the high bitrate, film in Filmic Extreme. If you want to save some space and not sacrifice quality, sure, maybe it's okay to film in a lower bitrate. But what do you think about that? Do you have a different experience than this? I'd love to know. And if you thought that this video was at all valuable, I would love a like and hit subscribe. Also, don't miss out on a few of my other videos right here. You might like what you see.